WRTV Investigates has been following an issue impacting tens of thousands of Hoosiers. As many people have lost jobs and sources of income, they are now at risk of losing their homes. Our Stephanie Wade first introduced us to the people facing the threat of eviction earlier this week. Now we hear from the property owners impacted as well.
With thousands of people behind on rent because of COVID, landlords and property managers are now also behind on their mortgages, putting the very homes that renters live in at risk of foreclosure. What are the repercussions of all of this?
At the end of the day, we're going to get back into the '08 housing debacle. I mean, it was tough.
The owner of Remax Realty Services, which manages about 50 properties for homeowners, says we could soon find ourselves in a housing crisis.
They keep coming to us saying, you've got to get that rent collected. And, we're going back to them saying, because of the moratorium, our hands are tied.
Chris Scholhoff says since the CDC issued a national moratorium on evictions beginning September 4th, they're unable to do anything, while some tenants have just stopped paying rent.
To you, how do you see the CDC moratorium?
I think it's frustrating.
The landlord or homeowner out the cash they normally collect to pay for their mortgage.
What position is that putting landlords and property owners in?
That's the problem. Our hands are tied, so how's that rent going to be paid?
Scholhoff says he's compassionate with renters and works with them.
Where we have had, for example, a tenant call me and say, look, I'm in the janitorial arena taking care of churches, and unfortunately the churches aren't having congregations, so therefore the churches are laying us off. In that case, I reached out actually to contacts within my sphere and found her opportunities.
So you're trying?
I'm trying to help, and she's very thankful.
But on the other hand,
we do have one tenant that has not lost their job, but took advantage of the system or has taken advantage of the system and stopped paying in February.
They're now taking that tenant to court next month.
Someone's got to pay.
Right.
Other landlords we've seen are trying to evict tenants not paying rent through what's called a holdover eviction.
There is a loophole, if you will, that's the holdover moratorium.
In the case where someone's lease has expired and the CDC moratorium no longer protects them.
Have you looked into that?
I have not.
As the federal protection expires come January, Scholhoff fears
all of a sudden we're going to have foreclosures out there, and that's what I'm concerned about.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
And this property manager, like the Indiana Apartment Association, is calling on the government to issue more rental assistance or perhaps loans to landlords to get through this. And if not, they both fear landlords will be forced to foreclose on their properties.